So hello, we're here in Florence Court in West Fermanagh, and we are visiting today with Aisling and baby Abi, and we've come to hear Aisling's story. She'd like to tell us her experience, what happened when she was having her first. It's your first one, Aisling? First little girl, first baby. And how old is Abi?
So she's 9 weeks.
9 weeks.
9 weeks.
Yeah. So it's not that long since you went into labour.
Nope.
And how many weeks were you at that stage?
I was just 39 and 6 days, so she came a day early.
Came there early.
A day early. She was in a panic to come out.
She went in. So what was your story of what happened whenever you went in?
So it started here with contractions on the Tuesday afternoon, and I progressed quite quickly, sort of from the first starting till I ended up in the hospital was only maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours. So we arrived in the hospital sometime around, I think, 4 o'clock, slightly before, maybe in the evening, and was taken to a maternity ward for assessment. So we're taken to the maternity ward and was taken in for assessment sometime after 4 o'clock, maybe 20 past 4, something like that there. And obviously was put in the heart monitor to check that everything was going okay and contractions were coming good and strong and regular. So at that stage we didn't know whether we were going to be kept or sent home or what way it was going to be, because my waters or nothing had gone at that stage. It was just contractions. So everything was perfect on the monitor. Heart rate was good. She was a little bit quiet, so I was given a sugar hit sort of about 30 minutes in to try and get her to move a wee bit more in the womb. So once they'd done that, she started to move really, really well. So obviously then they needed to give me an extra 10-15 minutes to make sure that the movements and everything stayed good. So about maybe 5 minutes in, something like that, this alarm started to sound. Didn't really think it was anything of concern. I didn't know, obviously. But when the midwife came back to check, she said that they had lost contact. Now I thought just the monitor had moved or whatever, which was fine. So she spent a couple of minutes working and moving around to try and get a heart rate or trying to get it regulated again or see if she could find it or whatever. And then within minutes it was just room filled, alarms were sounded, and there was midwives, there was registrars, there was surgeons, there was consultants, there was everything. And from that it was very, very quick. I was basically rushed to the labour ward just to check that the cord wasn't round the neck, for being the reason that the heart rate was so low. But everything was good. They couldn't figure out what was going on. The heart rate was down, it wasn't gone, it had just dipped and it wasn't coming back up to where they would like it to have been for me to progress in labour.
What did that feel like for you?
In the beginning, I suppose I didn't know just how panicked it was. But as they got me round to the labour ward and there was more people checking the printouts and they were talking among each other, and theatre was ringing to see were we coming for this emergency section, and all I could hear was, yes, this girl's, we need to go to surgery, we need to go now, sort of. That's when I panicked. And I didn't know what was going on. There was just people everywhere. Not in a bad way, but there was just such a rush and nobody had time really, I suppose, to explain properly what was happening. So basically I was gowned up, drips and stuff put in and lines put in ready for theatre, and I was run to theatre with Brian coming after me trying to gown himself and get ready for in. So we got to theatre, again was met by theatre nurse and people in there, just different things checked. I mean, I entered theatre at 5:05, and I think was knocked out somewhere around 5:20, and she was here 5:25. So it was very, very quick. But those few minutes were very scary, you know, very, very scary. And then to be, I suppose, put out and come round to a nurse looking at you, you know, no baby in your arms, no Brian beside me. It was tough. But she's here.
It's traumatic. Frightening.
Especially when you haven't been through the experience before.
Yeah.
You know.
First time. Yeah.
So it was just panic stations.
So, you know the situation at the minute. What would you feel about if there, you know, if you had to at that point get in an ambulance and go to another hospital, you know?
She wouldn't be here. I have no doubt she wouldn't be here. We're just lucky that we were where we were and we were able to get the treatment that we got, because 5 minutes could have made a massive difference. Never mind an hour or two up the road.
Carry on.
Yeah.
What do you think about the situation now where there's decisions being made to withdraw surgery, which is the obstetricians are saying they, you know, puts women at risk, you know, because they do need the backup of surgery. You know, they need that support of the general surgeons, in case a woman bleeds or different things happen. What do you think about the civil servants making this decision at a time when we have no government?
I don't know how they can think that they can make these decisions with no government. I mean, at the end of the day, our government are there to help people. They're there to look at the pros and cons of every situation before a decision is made. And they're not there, they haven't been there. And for them to try and withdraw like a vital service to not just maternity, you know, and not just like the emergency section and things, but I mean to anybody in, God forbid, a car accident or a heart attack or a stroke or anything that needs emergency surgery, you know. I mean, we all know how important it is that somebody who takes a heart attack is seen within minutes, basically. To try, you know, the quicker you're seen, the better chance of living you have.
Well, car crash,
you know,
it's mostly car crashes or farming accidents. You know, the other big things that do that. So, what would you say to? We're appealing, obviously, for outside international help because we have nowhere to go as women. You know, we're thinking of the women who are pregnant now. You know, they're going to close surgery ward and collapse the services like dominoes now from the 3rd of December. So like for women who are pregnant now, it must be very worrying, and we're asking for your voices on their behalf really now. So, you know, what would you, we're suppose we're sort of trying to appeal to international women's groups to help, you know, to give us support. You know, what would you say to people outside of far away from Northern Ireland who maybe don't know the geography and the distances and it's hours from
like
here.
We're so rural here. You know, we are so rural. Like, I'm lucky in a sense that I'm 15 minutes from the SWA. There's people at the further end of Fermanagh, I mean Rosslea direction, down that way, you're talking a good 35-40 minutes to get to Enniskillen. That's enough to be travelling. As it is,
Yeah, in
to
labour.
get to a hospital without
Yeah.
having to face going even further. It's
Yeah.
just, it's mad. We have
Yeah.
a fantastic hospital, fantastic facilities
Yeah.
on our doorstep.
Yeah.
You know, that millions, billions was invested in,
Uh-huh.
and they just think that, you know, they look at the figures and things aren't working out, and it's just as simple as snapping your fingers and moving it to that McElvin or Sligo or wherever it is that they're
Yeah.
going to
Yeah.
send women, and it's just crazy. It's there's going to be massive loss of life, massive, and there's no doubt about it.
Mhm. And so we're asking for like the consultants are asking for an independent inquiry now, before there's a, you know, when somebody dies because of, you know, faulty decision making, it becomes a public inquiry, you know.
Yeah.
And if she, yeah, so they can ask sometimes for that, you know. So that's what we're asking for now, as well as international help, you know, for recognition for that.
Yes.
So, thank you, Aisling.
No problem.
Thank you very much for speaking.
Thank you.
And Abi, thank you very
For
much.
behaving.
too.
Half
For
behaving.
behaving. Yeah, thank you very much. Okay?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, well done. Okay.